Okay, good evening. Good evening, everybody. This is the regular scheduled January 12th, 2020 planning board meeting. Leon, is there any continuance or modification?
He'll be right back. He'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, Leon, I was just asking if there are any continuances. Okay. Number two, approval of the minutes of the planning board meeting of December 5th, 2021. Anybody catch?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Page 7. Second full paragraph, the motion is made by myself. Motion made by me. Second amendment. The bottom second page.
Page 7.
You don't show the motion. Who seconded it? I believe I seconded that. No, he said page 7. It's page 2, right before item 7.
Oh, okay.
Bottom of page 2.
I have page 7 on the third paragraph.
Two separate ones. I'm sorry. I didn't call the first one.
So we need a second for the motion under agenda item 6. Okay.
I need the motion. Second. Yeah, I did have that comment too. I didn't remember who made the motion that
Yeah.
Mr. Harvey did. That was for the second. So I believe I did second. Well. The confusion, Dave.
Okay.
Page 2,
Yes,
item 6,
yes,
John and Kristen Casey. I made a motion.
right, you need a second.
Okay.
I'm looking that up right now.
All right.
Exhibits.
And the second correction I had was on Page 7. Second full paragraph. Motion. Mr. Hardy, I don't believe made the motion. I made the motion. And then second.
Okay. The very first motion? Yes. First motion?
Yes. That's all I have.
Any more? Anybody? Okay. You have all those?
Yes, I do. I'm good.
Okay,
There is one more. The date at the top of the page,
yeah,
in the header. Should be December 8th.
Okay.
So,
Wait, I have that.
so does anybody want to?
Oh, and I see what you're saying.
Next, just make the motion to accept with those modifications.
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, with the 2 motion changes as noted and the header correction from November 10th to December 8th.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay, number 3. Applicants and owners Sean and Kristen Casey, AP4 lot 284, that's 106 King Philip Street. Approve the decision for administrative merger and reconfiguration of lot 284.
I'll make a motion to authorize the secretary to sign the decision.
Anybody second that? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? That passes. All right. Number 4, applicant West Shore LLC, owner of Carnegie Trails LLC, AP 26, lot 13, 226 West Shore Road. It's to approve the preliminary plan decision for the development of a large-scale solar project.
Chair, I'm going to continue this application because of my association.
Anybody here on the board? Yes, Mike.
Just the present zoning should be heavy industrial,
HI should be heavy.
but yeah,
Make that motion to approve the preliminary plan decision. For that with the zoning.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes. All right.
So are they still back for a final? Sorry, this is for whether we just voted on. I didn't vote on it, but it was preliminary plan decision. So they'll be back for the final plan. Next meeting. Yeah.
All right, so number
sorry.
5, applicant West Main Shore Solar.
One second.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cronin, we were trying to catch up on what was going on with that decision, written decision for Carnegie Trails. Who made the motion?
No, I'm sorry.
Ed recused himself. I made the motion. Sorry, there's a second.
And Kathleen.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right, so now we get to West Main Solar 1 LLC, owner Dog Marion, trustee, and Regal LLC. AP 44, lot 15, West Main Road, final plan application for the development of a 3.16 megawatt ground mounted solar photovoltaic facility continued on from December 8th, 2021. From this letter from the attorney, It appears that we're just,
Attorney-client privilege.
that we're going to just redo the vote now. With one more extra member and to see if this is gonna pass or not.
Point of order.
Sure.
David Croston, 118 Farm Road, just to be explicitly correct. I
Excuse
think.
me, excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
A member of the public doesn't have a right to raise a point of order, only a member of the board.
Well, Counselor, why don't you advise them properly that this should be reheard? So that there is no question as to this decision.
I've provided the board with my advice as to how to proceed. It's on a motion to reconsider and revote, period.
I do understand the public speaking had ended.
Kathleen cannot vote that.
Yes, you can. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Crossan is out of order.
I'm sorry, Kevin, I did not hear you.
Mr. Crossan is out of order. It's my opinion that member Wilson is entitled to vote. It's my understanding she's reviewed the tape of the last meeting, and also the board has inherent authority to reconsider its vote. So the matter is before the board on reconsideration and revoting, and the public hearing part of this has already been concluded.
Has she seen the video?
Yes.
I'm not going to get a debate with Mr. Crossan.
Not the only one that was told, we were told that we were gonna be able to talk. I called the town hall and they said that we were gonna be able to speak. I'm not the only person. Leon said that we would be able to speak. And I'm not the only person that heard that.
And who, Mark, did say that you could speak?
It was Leon. I called the office and I don't know if he forwarded the letter I wrote. He obviously was very busy.
I
Did
received,
anybody get my letter?
I was forwarded, I received
Okay.
that.
And I asked him if it was gonna be an open forum. And he said yes.
My advice is the public hearing portion of this has been concluded, and the board should proceed on reconsideration and revote on the motion to approve the final plan approval.
Leon told me that I'm supposed to speak as well. I spoke to him as we did walk. Shelley Nicholas, Maryland Drive.
We have new information that sheds light on the developer.
I advise the board to proceed with the revote without further public comment.
We're gonna have to take his advice.
I mean, we're all gonna be looking at it for 20 years. I'm sorry. I respectfully disagree with you.
I would appreciate if the chair would follow my advice and proceed.
Council, what liability does the town have with the respect that the office of the planning board gave these people the notion that they had the right to speak? Is the town?
I'm not going
liable?
to answer questions about liability, Mr. Chairman. We can we could have an executive session. But that question is, I don't believe appropriate. I've given my advice to the board. And again, I would ask the board to follow my advice. The public hearing is over. The motion was made to reconsider the vote and to revote, and the board should proceed.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
that's a question, solicitor. Kevin, do we need to do another motion or do we vote on the motion?
The motion is already before you.
Thank you.
You can vote on the same identical motion. The motion being
Yeah.
to grant final plan approval and to allow the administrative officers to sign and record the final plan decision.
That was not the extent of the motion.
Well, we were at the voting point, and if there had been, another person here at that time, this would be over one way or the other.
Mr. Chairman, there was other concessions provided at that meeting that were part of the motion that council did not provide you a second.
The motion included those other concessions, and the petitioner has acknowledged that it includes those other concessions. The motion was made to approve the final plan, and it includes those concessions.
That's the way I remember it. So whatever they were doing to help make things better.
So the motion should be restated explicitly.
Okay, Mr. Croston is not entitled to monopolize this discussion or make points of order and participate as if he's a member of the board. Not as a member of the board, as if he's the chair of the board.
Yeah. Well, as much as we do against my blame in this, I believe that we have to move forward, as Attorney Gavin says. I wish it could be different, but I don't think it is. I think I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I know I still stand where I stand. And I think all we did is just need this opportunity this evening to get one more vote and see which way it is. So I think taking Mr. Gavin's strong advice, I think we just have to make a vote and see how the cards fall. So in that, we have to do this on a one-on-one basis or just all in favor?
That's how I read it from one of the documents that was sent to us, is that with people online, we should do it one at a time. Unless you don't have anybody else besides the attorney.
Now, and you got, but you have to, yeah, if you're voting, now you have to state your reasons.
We state the motion. I think Attorney Gavin said that the motion is as it was from the last meeting. It hasn't changed.
And they're reflected in the minutes.
Yeah, it's on page 7 of the minutes.
Yeah, it does. Reflect the session.
And just to remind the board, the preliminary approval was granted subject to certain discrete conditions. And that was really the issue before the board in December. So there was a lot of backtracking and a lot of discussion that really wasn't germane to the matter last December. But right now, the board is here to revote on the same motion. And I suggest the board proceed to do that.
Mr. Lopes?
I'm gonna vote yay. Aye.
Aye. Kevin?
Aye.
Aye.
I voted nay last time, so let's stick with my vote. The reason I'm here is I feel like they didn't meet the kind of ordinance with regards to destroying the forest vegetation. And obviously, if they were applying now, they're not built to the setback. There would be a much more stringent setback, and I would probably be more likely to move for that, meeting those current setbacks.
I myself, exact same thing, so I'm a nay as well. So it passes 4-2. So we do have the final application. Final approval of final application for the development.
Embarrassed.
It's
Embarrassing.
Gary Crosby has something to say. Would you like to take the town planner's comment? Gary has his hand raised. Would you like to take the town planner's comment?
Sure.
Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, thank you very much. For what it's worth, I wasn't allowed to speak earlier, or I wasn't acknowledged to speak earlier, but I would like to support and endorse Town Solicitor Gavin's advice that the board proceed to a vote without any further public comment.
Don't one of those people that has a dog in
Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Seth. I guess the only protection you have is protection you buy yourself. Thank God it's not right against my window. I cannot even believe that you do not let people talk. I can't believe it.
I would have gladly had it, but the rules the way it is.
I'm so disappointed. I grew up in this town and like, you were all gonna vote the way you're gonna vote, but you wouldn't let people talk. I don't know. God love you, that's all I can say. Stay healthy. And I will say, I thank you all for being up there. I might disagree with you, but I know the sacrifice you made to sit up there. Thank you.
Okay. Number 6, election of officers for chairman and vice chairman. We are normally supposed to do it, as Leon said, every 3 years. It's been 5 years. I expressed that I would like to maintain staying as the vice chairman, and I would like to put out, if, in my opinion, the best person to take Guy's job is the person that is hands down the most qualified in here, Blake, is to consider taking the chairman job. I would be his backup for when he is on travel, to be there and step in But that would be the vote that I'd like to see if there is, and if there's anybody else that would like the opportunity to run this. If they want to consider it, but I would like the opportunity if Ed would consider it, and if we vote on that.
I consider, I just wonder how the rest of the members feel.
Right.
So
Anybody else?
Mr. Chair, I would fully concur with that. I think I learned a lot from everybody on the board. One of the newer members, except for you, I learned quite a lot from conduct of Guy Bissonette in particular. And Ed, though, I think he's in that line of being, I think it's important to have somebody objective, conscientious, and really open-minded. I see from the way people frame their questions, they're really trying to make the best decision that's in line with comprehensive community plan, the ordinances, the bylaws that are out there. And I think Mr. Wilks has the presence and ability to maintain the protocols and still be totally fair and true to listening, whether they believe it or not. I believe that last month we did listen to the letters from the petitioners. And so, yeah, if he's willing to do it, I absolutely second the motion.
Is there anybody else who would like to make comment?
Wouldn't you be the first one making the motion?
If he's open to it, but I think Mr. Lopes asked for other comments, and so I'll leave it out there.
I think you can find choice.
I think he's the best choice.
I appreciate the support. I'll feel way out of
So all in favor for Ed
Is there a
being,
motion?
I think so then I'll make the motion.
Yep.
Second.
For Mr. Lopes to serve as the president.
Chairman.
Or excuse me, as the chairman, and also for you to continue to serve as the vice chair. I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? And last but not least, approved January 12, 2022.
Oh,
monthly
so
budget.
we still have to elect the vice.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
maybe I shouldn't have combined those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm sorry, my fault. I'm trying to answer questions on.
Slip that in there, I apologize.
But,
That is like very efficient. Very efficient. I think he wants to go home.
Well,
You have one comment.
Yeah, we deserve an early one.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll make a motion to accept the monthly plan status order for place on file.
Anybody second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn? All right, thank you all. Yeah, I might need to write.
But,
Yeah, I mean,